Hello, hello, everyone. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 here tonight, Wednesday night. Got some things to talk about. Got a lot of things to do, but I'm gonna go right into the pledge. I'm gonna go right into the pledge and I'm gonna play the music and we're gonna talk to the kids. And then we got some new kids tonight, guys. We got some new kids tonight, so bear with me. A lot of new kids. Great kids. You guys are all gonna love them. They might be on the show tonight, they might not. We don't know yet. But that being said, let's get this baby going. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If tomorrow all things were gone, I'd work for all, and I have stuff just my children. I thank my lucky stars. The flag still stands for freedom. So I don't have to deal with control language for take um, E45 each grants a car from LA. So uh, fire station.
Across the plains of Texas, sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston,
But
there's trouble. To you and defend her still. Today,
yes, God bless the USA. And I'm going to ask each and every one to be proud to be an American, unless you don't live in the United States. But here's the thing. Where do you live? England, Australia, New Zealand, Canada? Be proud to be wherever you're from. Just replace proud to be an American. Now you got to remember, from what we're hearing, it isn't going to be long until um, people. I'm just messed up. It isn't going to be long till people from the countries that I just mentioned, except for England, they're going to be probably part of the USA. And I want to discuss one thing before I go into the kids segment. And that's the fact that what's going on, Janet? Send me a message what you mean by that, please. Not here. Send it to the email or to Messenger, okay? But I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? I seen Janet said something and I'm not going to read it. You guys can read it. Huh? I don't know. Trying to think, see what's going on over here. Good evening, Justin, Bill, Janet, Margaret, Ron, Beth, Jeffrey. Oh, huh? Betty and Bill Woods is both on. What Ian's on? What reason? What I would remember what I was talking about now. From what I'm understanding, the countries that I mentioned, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, were all going to be as one. See, now I've even heard that Mexico is going to be part of the United States. So I guess maybe that's not right, or Sleepy and Dopey don't know about it because you know they have no clue what they're going to do with the borders. They just know that they got to do the things that they need to do. Be with you in just a second. We'll get going on the kids, but I got to find something here. So I want to talk to Jimmy. And Jimmy, I want to tell you something because Jimmy and me's got a little thing going, and he said something to me, and as soon as he said it, he apologized, and he knew it was just out of missing mommy, and that's very understandable. But Jimmy has an older brother named Larry, and Larry is going to be. I'm trying to get everything here. I know he's got something he wants to be called. You just got to bear with me here. I'm going to get these written down eventually and memorize them, but right now, Larry's going to be, his birthday is in the month of November. He has a sister, an older sister, Grace, who wants to be called Miracle Grace. So we have Super Jimmy, Miracle Grace. Larry wants to be Patriot Super Larry. Okay, that one would be an easy one for me, Larry. Larry, Super Jimmy. Okay. And the baby is Super Maria Princess. So them is Jim's, Renee's husband's, and Renee's 4 children. And here is Jimmy and the little baby, or one of them. Here's Larry and the oldest little girl. Guys, we're not just talking kids, we're talking beautiful, beautiful kids. And to be going through and enduring what they're enduring, we need to be by their sides. We need to stand up next to them. And I know I plan on doing it. And I did see by coming here and seeing all, wanting to make sure what they wanted to be called. And I will learn what is Super Larry, and I will learn the girls and everything. So it'll be much more easier for me next time. But, you know, I see that they've written me some things in Jim. Yeah, I know. You get down and I kick you in the butt. But that's what she told me to do. Your wife told me to do that. She says he's going to get down. Patriot 5, he's going to get down. And when he does, I'm going to need you to put your foot right up his butt. So that's what I'm doing. And right now, Renee is in heaven just smiling like crazy. But, it was such a terrible, terrible time when God called her home. There's never a good time when you're that young. You have children like that. You have a husband, and we've had so many, not just their family, but we've had so many that's lost so much. I mean, we have one lady on here. Hey, you guys all know who it is. I think what we should, going off of the kids just a little bit, we have a lady on here, Myrna, and there's a song that I really like by a really good group, but I think we should give Myrna the Patriot name, Patriot Super Trooper, because she is. The things that she's went to, and it's just like I said, she's like that little energized bunny. She just keeps going.
You said trooper, right?
Huh?
You said trooper, right?
Yeah, Super Trooper.
Super trooper.
Oh, Ronnie thought I said super stupid. Super stupor. No, I wouldn't say that. Whatever. So we welcome our 3 new kids to the show. The family, guys, before I go into other kids, the family did get some good news. And I can't wait to shake this man's hand and tell him thank you for doing what he's doing. But the dad of Renee has moved in with them, or is in the process of moving in with them. So that's going to make it a lot easier for them. Larry will be able to maybe be a teenager again without, he's just an amazing young man that was willing to do what he was going to do for his 2 sisters and little Super Jimmy. Then we have Patriot 11, who he's MIA. I have not heard nothing from Grandma and Grandpa all summer long. The last thing I heard from them was they gave me a phone call before school was starting. No, they gave me a phone call just before summer, and he was planning on coming to visit Grandma, or he was at Grandma's for something, but then he had to go home, finish school, and then he was going to come back. I think that's how it was. Don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure, but I am worried about him, and I really wish if anybody had any contact with Grandma and that. And I keep looking, and I cannot. For some reason, she's not in my messenger part. I don't know what happened, but I'll keep looking and see if I can find something, and we'll see if we can find him. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp, 2 tremendous kids with Mom Michelle. They sent me a message one day, a little video, and in it they go, "We love you, Patriot 5 and Patriot 6." And it's messages like that, guys. It's getting pictures. It's not so much that Grandpa John with Patriot Boogie, Boogaloo, Boogs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. It's not that I get pictures, but it's when the kids actually do something like that, a little video saying how they care for me and Ron. And it just touches, it touches your heart. Because I keep relying, going back to when I did my very first show, sent out to 12 people. And where we went from there, because all I wanted to do was touch one person. If I could help one person, And as I was talking to the the girl that I write in the Ukraine in last night's letter, I said, I think I touched at least one. And I'm talking to this other friend of mine, and I said, yeah, I says, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it seems to be helping. And I just try to be there. So when someone needs just someone to talk to, and sometimes, guys, that's all we need. And as you guys all know, that and Ron had a great nephew who left us about a year and a half ago. He was the grandson to my brother-in-law who left us a little over a year ago. And I don't know if I ever told you guys, but my great nephew did not leave us because God said he was ready for him. He left us because he took his own life. And I've asked myself a million times, why didn't he call me? Because we used to talk on the phone. There was a lot of times he'd be depressed or what he was going through, you know, and that's not the first person that's left in our family that way. I had a sister-in-law who I think I was closer to than I was. And when I say this, I don't mean it in a way that me and her would ever have been together or we were together. It's just that I got along better than her than I did my ex-wife. But that's what life is, you go with it. But what point I was trying to make there is it just makes you feel so good when the kids when Michelle's two kids made that little video. John's had his little kids make videos. Michael, I believe you sent me a little video of the baby, Patriot little Leona, you know, taking her first steps. It's just things like that. You can't put your feelings into actual words. It makes you feel so good. And then we have Patriot Princess and our little queen, and the little one, she wants to be called Princess also, and that's fine because we can have a lot of princesses. I got two granddaughters that are princesses to me because they are princesses, but we only have one princess that's our queen, you know. And then we have Hunter, her older brother, who I can't wait to meet him. I don't know why it is. I just feel like I relate to him. Like we're gonna get together, we're gonna talk, and we're gonna do a lot of laughing. And you know, I would say we get together and have a beer, but I think he's only like 13 years old. So maybe I'll have a beer and he'll have a root beer. That's right. Jana don't drink no more, so I'd have to go to the tavern and get my own. But I'm proud of Jana because she she's an amazing woman. I love talking to Jana, and I look forward to all the grandparents and all the parents and you know guardians and whatever. I just can't wait till we can all someday get together. That is going to be the party of all parties. We have Patriot Boogaloo, Boogaloo. I already mentioned them with John, but I'll mention them again because they deserve to be mentioned again. And the sad part about this taking so long is we're watching these kids literally grow up in front of our eyes. When Boogie was born, when little Leona was born, when little Ilana was born, when all of these kids were just born, you're thinking, oh wow, man, by the time this is over and we have our big get together, we're gonna get to rock them. And something happened to me today. And I'll cover that when I talk to you about little Kira. But you're thinking that now. I'm getting pictures and stuff that they're all walking. They're all just running. They're all getting older. And there's a girl that I've been chatting with for 10 years through Facebook or other forms of chatting. She's from the Philippines, and you know, I can remember shortly after when her little girl was born. Her little girl is from December 26th to March 10th, older than my oldest granddaughter, Patriot super gymnast. If you seen me smile a little bit ago, is when I was going through things, I seen that I also had a message from my daughter, and tonight was super gymnast. Uh, it was her gymnastics tonight, and she accomplished something that she's not been able to accomplish. And you know, maybe it's just a grandpa or grandparent thing, but when you see your grandkids, when you see your kids, when you see them accomplish something that they've worked so hard and they're getting so frustrated, but they just can't pop it, and you see them do it, the smile on their face, I think it gets twice as big as it really is. Because see, the smile I seen is bigger than her whole face. And it just, the warmth it brings. Today I had to go over to the babysitter and pick up Patriot Kira. And as I did, I said, the little monkey was a little under the weather today. Amber called me and told me that I wouldn't have her. So I said, is it okay? I mean, it's just allergy type deals. It's not contagious. So I said, it's okay. Where I'm picking up the babysitter, if I come through the town and we visit for an hour or two and the kids can play. And oh, she thought that was great. And I did. Stopped and visited for about an hour and a half. The kids had a great time. And when I walked in, so I'm supposed to be watching Patriot Little Monkey today. But when she wasn't feeling good, mommy took her to the doctor. And, I walked in and she didn't hear me come in. And I got almost into the living room where she was at. And when she seen me, I'll never forget the smile she had on her face when she run and jumped in my arm, literally jumped in my arms. I either caught her or she was falling down. And it's just them moments that you treasure. But now what I was gonna tell you about Patriot Kira is the fact that um, I've told you the story about the rocking chair I have in my house. It was my daughter's rocking chair. She bought it for Patriot Super Gymnast. I rocked Patriot Super Gymnast in it when she was a little baby. Fell asleep. We both took naps in it. Same thing with Patriot 7. Fell asleep. He fell asleep. I fell asleep. Same thing with um, Little Monkey. Same thing with Small Hank, who's at karate tonight right now. But I'd rocked Kira in it to sleep, but I didn't get to go to sleep. So I had one thing I just didn't get done. And today, when I came home, went to my house after stopped here and visited Ron for a few minutes, picked up my dog. I went home and she was sound asleep. I carried her in. She stayed asleep. I sat down in the rocking chair, and about 5 minutes later, I was sleeping in the chair holding her. So my journey is complete. I have now completed, but I don't want to get rid of the rocking chair. It's my favorite chair. And that also completes tonight's kids section. So where are we? I don't know. I really don't. I got a message, a video call a little bit ago. In the video call, Patriot Diane with 2 N's. She says to me, she says, Ralph, what did you hear about such and such? And I says, I didn't hear anything about it. Well, I just sent you, she tells me, to my Telegram page, she just sent me this video and she mentioned the guy's name, and I don't have it in front of me. But she says, he did a video and I sent it there because she says, I want you to watch it. She says, this man is claiming that the man's name is Mike Barra, Bara. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me because I'm going to have to unplug something here and plug my computer in. I didn't realize the battery was low. So give me about 2 minutes, okay? All right, that should take care of it. Sorry about that, about the inconvenience, but I didn't realize the battery was that low. So, but it's not charging. I have no idea what's going on. Bear with me again. I don't know. I got it plugged in. Everything is reading right, but it's not allowing. It's for some reason it's not charging. So we'll go as long as we can, guys. If it goes off, there's nothing to do. But anyway, Mike Barra, he put a video out, and what he's stating on the video is more or less the um, dinar will be paid this week. But only the dinar. And then on Monday or Tuesday, then everything else will be paid. And it doesn't make a bit of sense. It makes absolutely no sense at all. So I don't know what to say other than the fact that I don't even know if I'm still alive.
Yeah.
You can see me and hear me?
Yeah. Can't hear you.
Oh, so anyway, it is what it is, but I watched the video and what I take out of it, I don't know who Mike Barr is. I've never watched him. I get there's a lady that's usually on with him, according to Diane. She wasn't on this morning, so we don't know. But I'm not going to elaborate on that. I'm going to touch some things, guys. I'm gonna make this a short video tonight because once again, I don't understand why my charger is not working. I got it plugged in. Everything is good to go, but for some reason, we're not doing things right here. And see the chat's not moving. I don't even know if you guys are hearing me or not. So anyway, last night Bruce was okay. Ron says it's moving, so we should be good. So last night Bruce's call, we're gonna I'm gonna try to get into Bruce's call right away. Cover the things we can get to, and as I said, well, I mean we're at a half an hour show already, but it's not the show I wanted to do because I have a lot of information. It's just that can only do what we can do. Okay, guys, I can't see it because for some reason my chat is not moving, but Ron says his is. But I'm going to ask you guys a question. Hang on. Ron can kind of watch the answers. If you guys are listening and you do it, I'd really like a lot of participation in this. Describe in one word the hat. What one word would you describe him as? Mine is similar to Margaret, Savior. That's my one word to describe him. As I said, we I seen a video with
Says intelligent.
huh?
Bill Wood says intelligent.
Bill Wood says intelligent.
Patriot. Michael.
It is weird how things are happening tonight because I was warned a little bit ago by Janet that they're messing with us, and it definitely looks like it here tonight. But anyway, update on the special beds. Now I did see a video, and remember who sent it over? They said the hat is telling us that they're ready. And the only thing I saw in the video was just one more or less phrase type deal. He says, "How will you feel when you can be healthy and won't have to go to a hospital anymore?" Well, I'm going to answer that question is how will I feel if I can be healthy and not have to go to a hospital? Let's see. How will I feel if if I don't have to worry about going to the hospital, getting all this treatment, being poked and prodded and turned over and guys, when I was in the hospital little over a year ago, even though I knew I was close to dying, even though I knew that, I was still in a situation that I almost checked myself out because I had this one. I told you about the unbelievable nurse I had, but I had this one that you can change one letter from the word I'm going to say, and you know what she was. And the word I'm going to say is witch. This is a lady that she said you have to lay on your back. You cannot lay on your side, either one. You have to lay flat. I finally looked at her and I said the word with a different letter. And I said, "It's my life. You're not doing a damn thing yourself, ma'am, to help me other than frustrate me and make me miserable. And I'm going to lay how I want to lay. And if you don't like it, then you get another nurse to come in here." And they did. They brought a guy in and he saved my life. But he let me lay on my side because I don't care who you are. I can't. And maybe you guys can, but I can't. I can lay on my back for so long. I can lay on my side for so long. I can even lost enough weight that I can lay on my stomach for so long. But it's for so long. It's not. If this lady would have had her way, I just stayed in that hospital for 7 days and never moved off of my back. So I said, "Well, can you give me something for the stress in my back? Because it was killing me." I mean, I was in more pain in my back than I was from dying. And that's not how it's supposed to be. So to know that these beds are close puts a huge smile on my face. But then I'm looking here and they've got update on beds unlocked. Updates, special beds unlocked, brainwave synchronization and quantum healing with DNA replicators, age reversal, secrets revealed, turn 80 into 30. Let's cut to the chase. For too long, the truth about the aging disease and human potential has been suppressed by those who want to keep us in the dark. But now the curtain is finally being pulled back. We're on the brink of the revolution of the elites have tried to hide from us, a revolution that will shatter the limits of what it means to be human. Forget everything you've been told about aging. The I have no idea. The REATOMIZATION and the DNA replicators, remortization, I guess, where we are no longer prisoners of time. Here's the truth they won't tell you. Reversing aging and unlocking the full potential of the special beds is directly linked to the frequency of your brain waves. As of September 25th, 2024, new insider info reveals that the brainwave training and the missing link to these technologies. It's all about synchronization. The elites have been using this for decades, aligned their brain frequencies with the special beds to maximize the effects. Now, I'm going to say something here before I go on. I don't think Sleepy got on these beds or Dopey because their brain waves are not very high. By training your brain waves alpha, theta, and gamma, you can unlock advanced healing that goes beyond basic rejuvenation. Start with alpha wave training. Spend 20 minutes daily in a quiet meditative state to stabilize these frequencies. Then shift to theta waves for deep subconscious healing and regeneration. But the real game changer is gamma wave training, which gives you control over the special beds uh, processes following you direct its healing with precision. The DNA replicator is the tool of the new era. It goes beyond genetic engineering using quantum entanglement to interface with your body energy field. It identifies with the moment when your DNA was all it was at its optimal state and restores every cell to that point. Imagine an 80-year-old who doesn't just look 30, they are 30 down to their genetic markers. The tech not only reverses aging but fortifies your humane systems, supercharges metabolism, and rewires your brain to enhance cognitive functions. It's been hidden, kept from the public, while the elites reap the benefits in secret. To fully harness the special beds, you must train your brainwave. Start with alpha, and it goes on to explain about the alpha, which I just read. It's like a radio to the right frequency. If your mind is cluttered, the special bed can't connect, but with focus, your body and a special bed become one system working in perfect harmony. Advancing to gamma waves will enhance the special bed's effectiveness, accelerating healing and regeneration to levels never before seen. The elites have kept this knowledge hidden because they fear what would happen if the masses realized their own power. The DNA replicator, special beds, and brainwave training are key to unlocking human potential. The elites have used this to extend their lives while the rest of us toil and age. But the time for the secrets is over. It's time to claim what's rightfully ours. That one word, REATOMIZATION, and the DNA replicator are tools of new age, an age where we reclaim control over our biology and destinies. our biology and destiny. Start your brainwave training today and prepare for the special beds revolution. Don't be a pawn to their game. Be the master of your own fate. The future is here and it's time to take it back. That's a lot to read, a lot to absorb. I believe we'll be taught exactly what we need to do. But I mean, if you want to do the meditating for whatever, feel free to do so. So, that being said, last night on Bruce's call, Sue talked about her bundles. Bob talked about Bob. He did say that in his area where he lives, that there was, I think, 30 units that was completely gutted. I mean, just terrible. And keep Bob and the people around him in our prayers. But that being said, it's just I don't know exactly where to go with it, but Bruce really didn't have no information. I talked to Marianne, she gave me a play by play. And before we even got on talking, really, I give my play by play of what Bruce would say. And I pretty much as I hate to say this, but I pretty much nailed it. It is what it is, and that's about all I can say. But we can here's the deal. We could get our 800 numbers today, where we could be going Thursday, but he's looking more for the weekend. Uh, Myself personally, I'm not looking for the weekend because everybody's always said if it happens, it's going to happen on a long weekend. And we had our long weekend, but the reason we did not go this week was, anybody want to guess? Did you hear, Bruce? If you didn't hear it, you want to just guess? Well, yeah, it was because we had to take care and clean up aisle 5, 6, whatever, because the storms become a factor in us going this week. I want to say this as nicely as I can, but they need to come up with new stories. They really do. They need to come up with something where they tell the truth. They don't have to tell me a date. I don't care about dates no more. When I hear a date, it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't believe in their dates. I don't believe in a lot of what they're saying. It's just me. But it is what it is. I'm not negative, guys. I'm right now as positive as I've ever been. See, because in my mind, and I'm not going to say a date because we all know what date it is. But if this goes to November 5th, two things are going to happen. Number one, they better make dang sure that they can keep them from doing what they did in 2020. Because if they get 4 more years, we're done. We're toast. Our country, as we know it, will not survive. They cannot survive someone as stupid as who would be running. There's no way that they can survive that. There's no possible way. I mean, this is a lady that stood up in front of people, and she gives her, can you believe it? In just the last few months, over 200 million Americans have died. They've died. They're no longer with us. Over 200 million. Where is this idiot getting her information? She has no clue what being live and having a live mic means. Because she's so worried about the person off to the right who is telling her exactly what to say. And evidently her earpiece wasn't working the other day. She wasn't thinking she's on live mic, and she's literally talking to this guy saying, "What are you saying? What am I supposed to say? Are you kidding me?" On TikTok, they had a video of this. If you go to TikTok and you watch videos, there are so many people imitating her, sitting watching TV the other day. I think it was Sunday. And Ron said something to me about the ball game. And I looked at him and I said, "Well, Ron, see, it's like this. We grew up in a middle class family. People are making fun of her, and she's too much of an idiot. You see her at rallies. I did a video yesterday and put it on TikTok. I don't know how many of you watched it. I haven't been able to get it out other places yet, and it was about the hat and her. And as I say in this video, I'm not telling people who to vote for. It's your God-given right to vote. But I hope you at least take your God-given right and do vote. But if you don't, it's understandable, because living in Illinois and having the worst governor we've ever had in 70 years of my life, I was really surprised. I thought in the world, there's no way anybody can be as bad as this man, right? But then we know about this place where bad people go that ends with a Mo. And we know that they have a lot of actors and very bad actors. I didn't think they could find one as big and as dumb as the one we had, but they did. I didn't think it was possible. I really didn't. So I really hope you guys can still hear me.
One of them said 5x5
Okay.
a while ago.
Someone said 5x5 a little bit ago. Good. I don't understand why it's not charging more, but I'll look into it when I get done. I just didn't want to continue going, but there's something here. Oh, this is Bruce's reading, I believe. I got to scroll down. Where are we now? Last Thursday, we thought today, and we thought Tuesday. It was supposed to be today. But the RC was supposed to be today, but RC in 6 different states, that some of the leaders were not able to respond to an email that was sent out, and they could not verify and respond back on Monday. So they are still trying to get those back up, and maybe a server problem, and they are working on it. And the hope is that the problem will be rectified in a day or so, and those emails will be replied to tomorrow. And one of our sources said they said it would be a day late. So we should get notified tomorrow, which should have been today. And we hope for exchanges either tomorrow, the same day, Wednesday, or Thursday. So it was just the RC issue. And so our emails will come out from the WF from 4 different areas on their server. So we didn't get that word that the bondholders are supposed to be notified tomorrow and get access on Thursday. So I think we are trying to do a shotgun start and just a day delayed. Another source that is highly connected to the political people like DJT is saying they believe we will be notified tomorrow and start right away. Some of Jeannie's requests beyond the RV and R&R, if you are exchanging currencies when you set up a QFS account, you should see those funds sitting in there, and the exchange funds will go on top of that. We are in a very critical time, being the 15th, for some things to occur with the big N, which will be made aware of. Those hurricanes did slow us down a bit, but that misinformation and disclosure should work for us. SS should still occur this month, but we don't know about that for sure. But this is the third Wednesday, and that's the case. It it did look like we were and from our SS source, we've not been able to get in touch with him this month, but the rest should all be the QFS at your exchange with all the of those certificates that have been traded as bonds. So we should get all that back. As far as they were, as as far as Iraq, they were paying their back pay to people either today or tomorrow. So for the contractors and citizens, pensions, etc., and the other things, the new rate for the Iraq dinar we thought would be Sunday, but the rate didn't come up. But tomorrow, Wednesday, should be on the forex. Said the bank screens tomorrow, and that okay. And then just goes on to talk about Iraq. He really didn't talk much. He started talking about Bob's products and Sue's products again, and that's pretty much for that. But that was Brucey. Now I'm going to see what we got here with. Let's see what Judy's got to say, and we're gonna call it a night, guys. 141. That's the most people we've had on at one time in a long time. I thank you guys. I can only hope that we survive this. But this is from Judy Bidington on today at midnight, 12:01. Compiled Wednesday, 16, 2024, 12:01 a.m. Judy Bidington, America is not free. U.S. INC in Washington, D.C. is legally a British colony. All U.S. taxpayer money were sent to the deep state, Crown of England, Vatican, American Bar Association lawyers pledge total allegiance to the deep state British Crown. A new Harris federal directive allows military to use lethal force against Americans in Florida and North Carolina. The deep state cabals, FEMA, FBI, and CIA are in on an all out gun shooting war with the U.S. military, white hats, and citizens volunteering. Red hats, it's only wise to have at least a month's supply of food, water, cash, medicine, and essential items on hand for yourself, your family, to share with others in case of emergency. When you walk through the storm, you hold your chin high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk through the wind, walk on through the rain and through the dreams, through your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, walk with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. President the Hat recently told Glenn Beck that the group of individuals at the various levels of Washington, D.C. have seized total control from the executive branch, effectively stripping it of power. The global military white hats were confronting the federal emergency management agencies, FEMA, a corrupt institution that terrorized and robbed patriotic citizens for decades. A lot about FEMA, and I can't read it because I don't want to lose the show. Instead of them helping, they confiscated relief supplies, literally put more suffering on the people that was already suffering. At Chimney Rock, North Carolina, the Red Hats confronted them, forces protecting areas valuable lithium deposits after, and it's kind of funny that the FEMA is trying to protect the lithium mine because you know who the biggest shareholder in that is. Oh yes, it's Dopey's husband. Gee, where did they get that inside information? A lot of this else is stuff I've also just read. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I have some other stuff I could read, but we're almost at 57 minutes, and I'm just going to pretty much call it a night. I thank everybody for staying on. 137 people, 62 thumbs up. I must be doing something right, guys. we okay. I want to make sure I say this the right way. I believe we are super duper close. I say this from my heart. This is more over here, but I say it from my heart because we've struggled so much. I talked to a beautiful lady tonight, and without being said, we both understand the severity of getting this done. There's so many people that are hurting. There's so many people that need this in ways that some people can't even understand. And when I got done talking to this beautiful young lady, when I got done talking to her, it was like I could feel pain and I felt helpless because I can't push that magical button. What we were talking about, I looked at her and I told her, I said, it's going to be okay. We've come too far now. We've been at this too long to crack before we hit the finish line. And I wanted to say this to everyone tonight, and I wanted to come on and say this for the fact that when you look at everything we've went through, and you know how I am, I love to talk about music. There's always something that no matter what you're talking about, you can put music to it. And I guess one of the lines I'd like to use from a song on what we're going through is no matter what they've did to us, no matter what they've put us through, we're still standing after all this time. We are. We're still standing. We're still a group. How many of you can literally look at yourself in the mirror and say, why am I still doing this? It's going to happen with or without me. And I'm going to give you that answer because you was chosen by God himself to be here at this time. Because see, the joy is about to come, but it's not about to come just in the money, guys. It's about to come because now we're going to be able to use our knowledge that we have, the knowledge that we was willing to go out and have our kids think we're crazy, have our family not really want to even associate with us because we have a belief. And isn't that the same belief that we had with England when we decided we did not want to take their crap no more and we beat them? Now I know people's going to say, well, that was rigged too. And who knows? See, all I know is what I know, what I was taught. Is some of it right? Yep. Is some of it wrong? Yep. But for people, kids, ministers, farmers who didn't even know how to shoot, taught themselves, went after this most powerful army in the world, sometimes just with clubs, knowing that they weren't going to come home and have supper with their loved ones that night. But they was willing to give up their lives so we could be where we are about to go to, because we would have never had this opportunity. You think it's bad now, the way they've controlled us? And they controlled us without us even knowing it? But it's always been there. You watch, I didn't watch The Simpsons, but you watch them. And there's so many things that I've seen with The Simpsons, little bitty parts of the show now that I have looked at, that they was right on. I can remember watching the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson. We was just talking about Marianne wants a maid like the Jetsons maid. And she has the greatest emojis. She sends me a picture of the Jetsons maid. But I can remember watching it as a younger kid. And Ron's a little bit older than me. So, he was a teenager and we're watching the Jetsons. And I can remember Ron and me talking about, man, wouldn't that be great if we could just go to this thing and tell them what we want to eat. But see, it gets even better than tell them you want to eat. Tell them you want to drive that day. Tell them what you want to wear that day. There's going to be no more laundry. The clothes you wear one day, you're just going to put in the garbage in this disposal, and it's going to turn it back into whatever. And they showed us this how many years ago? They showed us all of these things, but we didn't see them. We didn't see them. And that's about all I got for tonight, guys. But I do want to say one thing, and this deals with my son. I felt heartbroken when I talked to him yesterday, because anybody that knows my son knows that he might be the biggest Power Ranger fan in the world. He's been to several of their conventions. I actually went to California with him. Spent 4 days or 5 days in California going to a Power Ranger convention. And the people that played in that show, they was the nicest people you ever want to meet. And they were actors and actresses, but they're pretty much done. So much so that Hasbro and other toy companies are pretty much packing everything in, and they're going to have a huge auction on the all their toys. Now my son has he has a shed that he rents monthly, keeping his toys in there. He has a bedroom upstairs that I can't even get into because there's so many in there. And I asked him, I said, are you considering selling them eventually? He said eventually, because his son didn't get into them. You can't get into them. You can't watch them on TV. Me and him never used to miss an episode. I would sit down and watch. And then when he met his wife, she took over and decided she was going to watch them and all of that. So it is what it is. But we have 111 people on here. And Lord, as we come to the end of tonight's show, look after all of us, all the families, Moran family. And I know Marianne had to go through some things today, helping clean out for the death of her husband's aunt, her apartment. And just look after the whole family here, Lord. All the ones that's on the show, but all the ones that follow us, and all the people who need your help and assistance. Look after us all, but mainly, Lord, look after the children, 100% of the children, as we talk to you and pray to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. Love yous.